Cool. How's everyone doing? Good. See some smiling faces. See some what I would call less than smiling faces. But we are almost there. Essentially a week to go, and we're done. And so that brings us to our final, um, our final thing here. Is your final project, and that's going to be called Knight Rider. It's a classic from the Wayback Times, the Turing Wayback Times, but we're doing some Project Necromancy and bring it back. I think that's something we're going to do. We're going to start bringing more projects back, and as soon as I can find my Slack window, I can post a link to it in your Slack. There we go.
Wait, is this about the 80s TV show?
So what we're doing here is Knight Rider, and the big picture is that like the idea of night riding was a way for troops in Napoleon's army to communicate at nighttime without the use of lights, right? You know, like nighttime, you may not want anyone to see you if you're at war. I don't know. That sounds like a good idea, and so it's probably one of like the one of the precursors to what we know today as Braille. And the idea of this project is that you'll be converting plain text to Braille and back. So essentially, you will have a text file in your library, in your computer that you tell the computer like, hey, I want you to take this text file, I want you to load it up, convert it to Braille, and then rewrite that out to the screen. And that is what is going to happen. So you're going to do that, and you're also going to be able to do the reverse. You're going to be able to convert Braille back into English text. So essentially is that like the first kind of iteration is that you're going to create a command line interface that will tell the program what files to load, what files to write out on. The second iteration is going to be the actual, like the crunchy parts of it, right? Is going to be doing the actual writing, converting of Braille to English and back. What we're going to do is that I think we can see, let me actually share my browser. Can y'all see my browser? Yep. Can y'all hear the fire trucks in the background? Cool. It must be really close because usually my windows are pretty good. But essentially, like Braille uses by a 2x3 grid of dots to represent characters, and so this is how we're going to kind of like expect the single letter H to be. Like these zeros are going to be representing like the raised part of Braille's, and the dots are going to be representing like unraised spaces. So if this is H, this here is going to be what Hello World will look like in Braille. So like if you had a text file that had the text Hello World, when we export that, your text file would look like this when you open it. And over here, we provided some helpful links for you on like this translator. So what we can do here is, oh, that did not work. Let's just do one word here. Come on. And we can see here that it is essentially this is what's happening. They said this looks prettier. Anyhow, iteration 2 is converting from English to Braille. Iteration 3 is going the other direction. The expectation to pass this project is that you will meet all the things in rubric, and we want you to complete iterations 1, 2, and 3. Iteration 4 is some extra stuff you can do. However, I will reiterate that it is more important that you complete iterations 1, 2, and 3 well. If you are attempting the stuff in 4, 1, 2, and 3 had better be perfect. Right. I think that like a current theme we have through this entire time turning is like don't go reach for extra stuff till you are sure that you can do what you need to do really, really well, because that's the important stuff, the stuff that we really want you to learn and kind of get stuff out of. We have some examples in the spec. I think the challenging part here is like when we have word wrapping, like at a certain point, you got to go down you can't just have a thing that goes on forever. As you can see here, 82 positions means one goes to a new line. This project is going to be like, I think that the challenging parts of this project is we're looking for you to break this program out into logical components, like the appropriate number of classes and objects, things adhering to SRP, like things doing, like we want you to really be showing us that you understand the 4 pillars of OOP and implementing like things that show that that you understand OOP. For example, if you just have one file with just a bunch of code, no classes and objects, like that does not qualify as a passing project, right? We want to see classes. We want to see that you have the ability and understanding to go ahead and to make use of the techniques that we've taught you so far. We're going to look that you're testing that you are testing things at a unit and component unit and integration level, meaning that we expect unit tests as well as things integration tests to test like the entire chain of events that happens. We want you to see use enumerables. We want you to see like doing things more than just using .each. We want to see use the appropriate enumerables when necessary. And of course, kind of like the big part of it is that we expect you to know how to read from a file and write to a file. With that, I would like to open up to questions. I should probably tell you when it's due, too. Let me pull that up on my calendar real quick.
Says next Tuesday at 8:30.
Sure. Next Tuesday at 8:30. That is correct. I hate calendars so much. Why does every month have a different number of days? Like, who said that was going to be a good idea?
That's what I'm saying. Let's just follow the moon. That just seems more logical.
So let's open up to questions.
Hey, Mike, what were you saying as far as testing unit tests and what?
Yeah, integration tests. We want to see that objects work together well. I think that like at this point you should have understanding of how you use SimpleCov, but I would warn you that SimpleCov is just like a barometer, is not like the end all test coverage. There are ways to write tests and code in a way where SimpleCov tests is 100%, but you are not meaningfully testing anything. So like we're looking not just for test coverage, but for test quality. This is an independent project, so you'll be working by yourselves. And we, like Darren has had to talk about academic integrity. Like you should not be sharing code. Like you can talk about ideas and problems, but like sharing code is not something that's like great. Well, I don't want to say great. Like it's not good to like, you know, don't share code. Like you are definitely allowed to kind of like lean upon each other for idea and inspiration, but like sharing code is probably where that line between brainstorming and having integrity issues starts to manifest itself. Kat, anything you want to add?
Have fun. No, did you already go over the file writing thing? There's
Talk about it.
Perfect. Yep. Definitely experiment with that. The other lesson. It'll help. But no, not too much more to add.
Cool. Anything anyone else wants to add?
Would you mind maybe sharing out like what the whiteboarding might look like tomorrow? Or what that means?
Yes. Let me pull that up to get the. Yeah, we just want to. The whiteboarding is a section. It's like it's not going to be guided by us. It's going to be you yourselves. Like kind of like it is dedicated time that you have to plan. and things like, or if you want to plan tonight and just use that as work time, that's cool too. We just want to designate, we just want to communicate to you that we feel taking time to plan this out properly is probably a very good idea.
Heard. Thank you.
Mhm. Cool. If that is it, we will let you go. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
You.